So what was your biggest takeaway from the panel?
I think it was the mix of my fellow panellists for that one. Obviously, coming straight off the back of a broadcast show into this, it was interesting to see how we've got the 4 steps of all the content providers, the stage providers. So I think it's interesting that we're now starting to see more of a crossover from the traditional broadcast background, and how that's been applied into esports, where I think traditionally quite a lot of it has been dynamics, kind of naturally evolved from people that have a lot of interest in esports, and now I think the content that's coming in is being driven on a skill set level from people coming in from broadcast. So I think that's a trend we're going to continue to see. So so I think it's going to be interesting to see how much more crossover we get in the next sort of 12-18 months on that.
How has ESI London been so far for you, and why did ES Broadcast decide to be a part of it?
I think it's not esports has been something that we identified about 3 years ago, that you could kind of see where the growth was going. You could see there were similarities. The reason to be involved today was that, because this is where we've been to several sort of more media-led esports events, because this is a lot more general around esports. I think that this is an opportunity as much for us to learn about what the rest of the sector looks like. One of my big points I like is that broadcast can be too prescriptive when dealing with esports companies. We bring a lot of experience, but not necessarily a lot of that the reasoning for why things are done differently. Events like today are very good at hopefully having a two-way conversation regarding sharing the knowledge for 40-50 years worth of broadcast experience, as an industry, coming into what everybody refers to, but it's not a new sector with esports. It's new to production. It's new to broadcast engineering. But obviously, if people could count it while playing, it's been an esports. So I think it's those learning curves that I think that I really wanted to get involved with and have the discussions around.
What are some big goals for yourself and ES Broadcast over the next 12 months or so?
Again, I think it's about identifying how we can help. I mean, there's a lot of conversation at the moment regarding new facilities, new studios, new arenas, and I think being able to bring some knowledge to that in terms of the pragmatic element of putting this together. I think so. I'd like, from a goals point of view, I'd like to be able to see us engaging with more leagues and tournament operators, people that are looking to put more presentation and consistent front end on content, and I think that's going to be a big thing. Also, I'll be interested to see what the impact of some of the games moving to the home and away element, so borrowing back from more traditional sports, and what the impact of that's going to be on the number of professionally built arenas that are available.
What's been your favourite esports moment so far in 2019?
Probably, again, this is in terms of visiting esports, it had been my first opportunity to get in behind the scenes. So that's some of the we were at EU Masters. Thanks to our friends at ESL. So just being able to see that and really start to get a feel for it again not necessarily on. I mean, the big tournaments they are wonderful, but just seeing it on what is a Saturday afternoon out. It's that seeing how that's engaging people in real. So I think it probably for me personally a trip to EU Masters.
Brilliant. And what are you looking for in esports more broadly in 2020?
Tough question.
Very broad question.
Very broad question. Yeah, I think I'd like to see where things are going to go in terms of the next round of formats. I think BR's obviously been the big thing for the last 2 years. I'm intrigued to see. I think that seems like it's cooling, so it'll be interesting to see what the next thing that's going to appear out of nowhere is. A little hard to predict what that's going to look like, of course, but that's the thing about esports is I think because the life cycle can be a lot shorter. So we're looking forward to see what the next challenge in the next format to have to work with is.
Brilliant. And why do you like esports so much, and why do you choose to go down this sort of path?
I think because I again come from a background of it, you know, I can't put my hands up and say, you know, esports has been my life for the last 15 years. I think it took. I'm going through the conversion. I think a lot of people are going through, where when you move some of the preconceptions and actually start to watch it and trust it, that actually, you know, sticking a bit of CS on the corner and it's good fun. I think my favourite thing is for me is the energy of shoutcasting. I think that's the big difference for me. And yeah, I think I'm still getting rid of the preconceptions. It's good. It's nice to find something new. Hi, this is Jonathan at ESI London 2019.